While things are warming up, it's still too early to plant our seedlings, but this is the time to put your raised beds together. Tom is here to show us how to do that in this week's What's Growing.
Welcome back, Northern Michigan. We're here out in the garden, the raised beds. Joining me, Connor Witbeck from Dairy Do, working composting. And of course, Andrea Bushre from right here at Heritage House, NanBop Farm, Director of Operations. And we're talking about the raised beds. Now, Connor, here we're looking at our basically new bed. We've put down a bunch of topsoil blender, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
And we need to make this better ready for our veggies, correct? What's the next step?
Yeah, so obviously first, you want to come in with a bed this size. It's pretty large.
Yeah.
So you don't want to, fill it all up with this high quality potting soil, because that'll add up pretty quickly. So a more economical option would be to use our topsoil blend and then fill that up about halfway, leave about 10 to 8 inches somewhere in there on the top, and then you can come back through and fill that in with your Veggie Dew. Our topsoil blend is very high quality. You're going to have 70% screened field topsoil, 20% Dairy Dew, and then 10% sphagnum peat. So it's already going to have extra organic matter and nutrients in it.
All right. Now we've already put down a layer of newspaper here, and on top of it is the Veggie Dew. Why are we putting down that newspaper layer?
Yes, so even though our topsoil blend is very high quality soil, it's not totally weed free. We can't guarantee that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this layer of newspaper over top of that as a weed barrier. Going to wet that down a little bit. Luckily for us, it just rained, so it's already pretty moist.
Right.
And then we can go through and put that Veggie Dew 301 on top. Veggie Dew 301 is a loaded potting soil. You don't have to add anything extra to it. It's already there. It's got extra calcium, extra nitrogen, and a lot more micronutrients and minerals in there. So your plants will be bigger, they'll taste better, they'll be all around better for you.
You're used to the farming in the ground, right?
Yeah.
So this is a bit of a different story.
Yeah, I think so, but the key with this is that you're not having to weed as much. All of your plants are contained in one area. And the other thing is that it keeps it makes it so that you're not as sore at the end of the day. So you're up here, it's all level versus bending over and squatting all day.
As you can see, this is a pretty dry material, very light. So the key is you really want to get that wet. So a lot of times what we'll recommend, as you're kind of shoveling this in, just sprinkle a little water in there. Once it's all set up, maybe take like a soaker hose or something along those lines, spread it across, let her go for a little while. Check your bed. This is a very painless, very easy way of gardening, but you still got to check it now and again. So when you're coming by, just kind of stick your fingers in there about 2 inches deep. Make sure that's still moist down there, but not like muddy. You don't want it sopping wet. So you want it to be moist, but not overdone.
As for raised beds, we're not completely done yet. We're talking more about them later on next week. See you then.